Hello everyone, I'll show you how to create a glowing material effect in 3D Studio Max. The first part is how to create a material using a lens effect, and the material itself will not glow a lot. The second part, I will show you how to make a mental ray material glowing that will glow but will make an effect more standard, while the first make an effect a lot more realistic, but will make your scene looks pretty garbled. So let's take up our 3D Studio Max. First thing we need to do is go under Rendering tab, Renders tab. Under Common, we will expand the Assign Render. Under Production, there's default scanline render. We need to change it to mental ray render. Then it's a more advanced rendering engine that uses bucket and ray tracing, stuff like that. Well, start out with a box. Gonna make it 100 centimeters square, and pick up your material editor. Pick it up good red and assign it to your box. Well, till now the render is pretty stupid. Well, go under Diffuse tab and pick up the Glow Loom. This is a material coming with mental ray. Glow Loom is a material that emits light. I'm gonna say 30 brightness and red light. If we render, we see that the light is sort of self-illuminated, but it's stupid effect. No one like that. Well, I'm gonna enable the wireframe and the two-sided for see through the wireframe, and we're gonna make this effect on a view frame that looks a lot better. Okay, so we have a view frame here. The effect it's not showing up, it's pretty standard. You can lie, but we can do a lot better. Going on Rendering Setup, Render tab, scroll down till you see Camera Effect, and under Camera Shaders you enable the output and you enable the lens. Lens will be enabled by default. Under Lens we use the Night Loom that will enhance any lighting in the scene, and under Output we'll take out the glare. Gonna make a render, F12, and you see that our object glows formidably. It's a really good effect. We're gonna try to tweak it out. Let's make an 80. It makes a very bright light that the lens blurs it like your eyes will do in real life. And this aesthetic is really fun to do. We done that in few minutes. You can make various cubes and see how it looks like. We're gonna copy the material. We're gonna make it blue this time. Make sure you change the glow lighting. And I'm gonna assign it to the second cube, view frame, and get a render out. Oh, this effect is really cool, do you think so? You can play a lot with this. making good scenes, something like minimal wallpapers, something like that. I made by cell phone with screen loader. But let's check out a little features of this method. If we create a standard plane, I'm gonna assign it just a standard material as it is. You see the rendering, it's a lot bright. It's not that's it going to do, because we have a filter called night that enhances any lighting coming into your scene. If we disable the lens on night, we have the scene clear, but when we add all glowing materials, we have that the glowing is not so real. It feels like uncomfortable here. On the view frame it's still quite good, but if you have standard shape, you see that the rendering progress, you see that the shape is not properly glowing. Meanwhile, while having the lens on, you see that the object is glowing. Well, if you will have a scene with a lot of object, you're gonna check out another method here. Okay, here we are again. I'm going to load up another scene just to let you see. I built this scene a long time ago, and wait a second. Well, the glowing effect here is not as good as the first one, but it's slightly different. It's really good, this one too, and we're gonna see how to do it. Let's restart our 3D Studio. Here we are again. 3D Studio is up and running. As always, I'm gonna change the render to mental ray, and we're gonna make a new material. This one was where we'll be solid objects. We're gonna make a material, click standard here, and we're gonna change it to mental ray material. We have surface and shadow here with none. We're gonna bind it to a glow loop. These effects can be a little tricky in some tweaks. While we created a glow loop, I'm set to 12 for now with the brightness. I'm gonna drag it down into shadow and make an instance. So when we modify the first one, the second one will assume the things as the first one. Gonna make a plane under it, then gonna render. As you see, the object is glowing. Not a lot, but start glowing. That's because mental ray material can set the shadow of the material as custom, so his shadow is light. Afterwards, he don't make shadow, but he makes light. As you see, this is good for make solid neons and sort of that. Sorry, with my screen recorded. Well, we stopped here where we are the material glowing, but not glowing. We need to go to rendering setup, click render, and as we do before, enable the output and leave the default optio output shader on glare. So we have the object that is glowing. This glow doesn't come up as the other one by a lens effect, but it's pretty the same. These come from shadows. The first one is good for view frame, this one for solid object. The good thing of this one is that he makes shadows on the surfaces, how you saw before. But this material cannot make view frame. Well, for today it's all. Have a nice day. Please comment if you wanna ask something, and goodbye.